Right, guys, welcome. It is the late night agenda. It is Boxing Day. It is St. Stephen's Day. It's December the 26th, whatever you call it in that part of the world. That's what day it is. Liverpool have, I was going to say gone top, but Liverpool have re established a further lead at the top of the Premier League after beating Newcastle United today by 4 goals to nil. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know now that Manchester City lost 2-1 at Leicester City, and that Spurs have now overtaken them in second place by 1 point. So a 6 point gap for Liverpool at the top of the Premier League. There's so much for us to get through, guys. So much. We will obviously be chatting about today's game against Newcastle. We'll be looking ahead to the game against Arsenal at the weekend, which is a very big game. We may even go as far as the Manchester City game. We'll talk transfers, we'll talk performances, we'll talk man of the match, we'll talk team selections, we'll talk about everything you can think of Liverpool related, because it's a beautiful time to be a Red. Why not? I wouldn't want it any other way. Christopher is in, Max is in, AJ is in, the Revenite is in. How are we, guys? How the hell are we? The Reds, it's it's getting easy to say it, isn't it? Liverpool top of the league and all, but it's not just top of the league anymore, guys. It's top of the league with a little bit of something extra, which I like about it. 6 points clear. God, who would have thought? Let's go back a week. Let's rewind our lives back 1 week here. Liverpool got 1 point clear at the top of the Premier League table, and we thought to ourselves, right, going into this Christmas period, it's a difficult one for us. We've got games against Arsenal, we've got games away at Manchester City, we've got a game against Newcastle, which, if we're all being honest, we were pretty confident about. And we went into this period and we were wondering, we were thinking, can we get through it? Can we keep that 1 point gap? And there we go through it, and not just keep the 1 point gap, but who would have thought Manchester City would lose 2 games in a row? Who would have thought that they would have dropped 6 points and that Liverpool would have extended their lead? Who would have thought that Spurs would have come up in the second place? This league campaign, guys, is crazy. And all we can keep doing is our own thing. 51 points, I believe, in the bag now for Liverpool, something like that. 19 games in, 7 goals conceded, 12 clean sheets, still unbeaten. I love saying all these things. Yeah, the Revenite said, Robbie Savage has just give the title to City now. Hope you're feeling like a numpty. It wasn't just him. There were other people, other pundits, other professionals as well. Hell, up until today, up until before the games today, Manchester City were still the favourites to win the Premier League, even with a 4 point deficit to Liverpool. They were the favourites with the bookies. Now Liverpool have rightly gone into the position of favourites, and Spurs are up to second. It's crazy. Well, actually, I don't know if Spurs are up to second in the betting, but look, Spurs are where they are, Liverpool are where we are. And what a fucking time. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. If I didn't speak to you earlier on in the match day watch along, great to have you with us now. If we win the league, do you think the turnout will be bigger than the one when we won the Champions League? Yes, Mike. I honestly do, mate. Because there'll be more chance for people to plan. I think that's the beauty of this, Mike. Look, you have the people in the city. Of course they're going to come out in droves. Liverpool fans will come out and celebrate. I imagine it's going to be a fucking weekend long thing, if I'm being honest. But we'll know in advance. We'll have a bit of time. Even for people like me who may travel over from Ireland, we'll have a bit of advance warning. We'll know going into the last few games what way the land lies, and I imagine it is going to be... I might even start booking my hotel now, to be honest. I might just do it. I might just book the hotel for that weekend now. And if I can't get a hotel, then I'm sleeping on one of your couches. Sorry. That's just how it is. I'm just going to arrive at your gaff with a bag and say, put me somewhere. Right, what else have we got in the chat? Even 6 points clear now, said John Hamilton. John, how are you? Easy Liverpool said, win the league in March and concentrate on the Champions League. Oh, if only it was that fucking easy, pal. If only it was that easy. Rian Murphy said it was a great game today. It was. The Reds didn't even have to get out of second or third gear. We just went about our business professionally, got the goals. Look, we have to be honest about this. The penalty was a very soft penalty that Mo Salah got. Not Mo's fault. He took the penalty, he put it away, did his part perfectly. Really trying not to get too excited because it's only December, but I can't help it. Said my parents are disappointed in me. You're not the only one. You're not the only one, mate. I'm sitting here now and I'll be honest, I'm not going to lie. In my head, we've pretty much won the league. That's where I'm at. And look, I'm happy. If this comes back and bites me in the ass, I'll take it. I'll take it on the fucking chin. But it's not going to ruin the feeling that I have now, and it's not going to take away the buzz that I'm feeling at this moment in time. Crosby Red is in. How are you? I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Evening Reds. Anfield was rocking today. VVD's song was sung as loud as ever. You'll never walk alone. Buzzing, said Crosby Red. Buzzing. I'm so jealous. So jealous, Crosby Red. It's looking like me and Connor won't get to a game this year. It's looking like we can't get a ticket. But look, we're not the only people in this position, so I'm not going to moan about it. But I'm so glad you got to go. I'm so glad you had a good one. Hope you and the family had a lovely Christmas. Red Tick Gaming is in as well. How are you? I'm the same person as LFC Mane. Thank you very much for that one. Tommy Wammy is in. How are you, sir? Roberto is in. Roberto, buddy, I was thinking about you earlier on when I seen the 2-2 result. It won't affect you guys too much. Juventus are going to stroll that league anyway. But how are you, sir? Merry Christmas to you. Scotty is in. Scotty again, mate. Apologies for being a little bit late. Scotty was messaging me on Twitter just to say, you coming on? What time are you coming on? Come on. Love it, Scotty. Love your enthusiasm, buddy. Michael Cole said, LFC top of the league. Now people can stop saying that the squad is not as deep as City's rotation alone, proving that we are up the Reds. On that one, I was listening to an interview today where Pep Guardiola was being interviewed after the game, and they were kind of lamenting the fact that Fernandinho was out and that De Bruyne was out for so long. And look, any squad would miss somebody of the calibre of Kevin De Bruyne, but we have fucking players out as well. It's not like Liverpool are going through this season and not picking up a single injury. Liverpool have we've got 2 of our centre backs out for 6 weeks. We've one of our most attacking midfielders been out for the entire season so far. So it's not like Liverpool's squad is 100%, but as people are pointing out here, our squad is damn deep at this moment in time. Our squad is doing bits and our squad is solid, and it's fucking beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Nick McNamara, mate, what a comment. I've been a plastic scouser since 1971. What an asshole that guy is earlier on. Mick, I get you, buddy. And you'll carry on being a plastic scouser, much like myself, pal, until the day that you pass away, whenever that might be, many years in the future, hopefully. Stephen Taggart is in. How are you, Stephen? I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Stephen is doing a dry January, guys, for Native Cancer Research UK. You can see the link is in the chat there. If anybody wants to click on the link, it'll take you straight to his fundraising page, and you can help Stephen out there of what is a really good cause. I mean, I said it the other day, but cancer has touched my family's life. I'm sure many of yours as well. So if you want to help Stephen out, the link is there, and I'm sure he'd appreciate anybody popping over. Christopher said, before today I would have been happy with 4 points from the Arsenal and City game, but I honestly think we could take 6. I don't know, man. But let's talk about this a little bit as we go along. I was going to ask the very same thing. The league table as it stands now, look, we're 6 points clear of Spurs, and we're 7 points clear of Manchester City. Another interesting fact in this one is we've a massive goal difference on Spurs. I think it's like 12 or 15 goals. And we've pulled back the Manchester City goal difference to be level. So we've done a lot of things over the past couple of weeks. Even if we're not going to lose against Arsenal at home, so don't even talk about that, Craig. If we were worst case scenario, we won 1, lost 1, let's go with that one. Worst case, we're 3 points ahead. It's not too shabby. And let's not be big-headed about this. Liverpool are going to drop points at some point. It's going to happen. We've already dropped 6 this season, and that's amazing just to have got this far with only dropping 6. But let's not have talk perhaps of unbeaten seasons and stuff like that. Let's just see what happens. Let's just go about our business, as Klopp would say. Take each game as it comes, and if with 5 to 6 games to go, we are fortunate enough to be in the position where we can talk about an unbeaten season, then we might talk about it then. But you know, I don't care. I don't care if Liverpool don't go unbeaten this year. As I said many times for many weeks, laser focused on Liverpool winning this Premier League. Crosby Red said, my usual ticket supplier told me today that getting tickets is going to be harder for the rest of the season because people are offering hundreds for every match. Yeah, look, it's one of the downsides for us fans of success. It's great that you get to be part of it and you get to celebrate it as fans, but unless you're fortunate enough to be a season ticket holder or have somebody you can trust to get tickets for you every week, it's going to happen. Supply and demand. I understand it. I don't like it. I won't pay it, if I'm being honest, either. And I'm sure many other Reds won't, because it's just blood money at the end of the day. But look, some people, once in a lifetime trip to Anfield, I get it. I absolutely get it. And when you are as successful as we're being this season, it's just a byproduct of it. Roberto said, what's happening to City? Fuck 'em, pal. Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em, fuck 'em, fuck 'em. Let's rewind ourselves back to 88 minutes in the Everton game, and the chat in here was just it was funny. A lot of people still believing. I have to say, a lot of people were still believing, but there were many who were saying, "That's it now. Give the title to City. That's it. We fucked it up here now." Then Origi scored. Fast forward a few weeks, we beat United. Now Manchester City starting to the wheels starting to come off a little bit for them. And you know what? They're not infallible. Neither are we. This could easily happen to this Liverpool team at some point. Let's just enjoy it. Let's just kick on and have a bit of fucking fun. Stephen Taggart said, bring on Arsenal. I'm really confident going into this Arsenal game. I watched their game today against Brighton. And they're not great. They're not great at all. they're they're okay going forward. They've got good players. Don't get me wrong. I'm not insulting Arsenal here, but I think we're very, very capable of taking that Arsenal side apart. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see us win that game by 2 goals easy. Arsenal could come put up a game like they did at home, and I could be proved completely wrong. But I tell you what, I'm going into this game very, very confident. I believe in this team. I think this Liverpool team will grind out a result against Arsenal. And it comes down to the Man City game then. For me, that's a massive game. But how nice is it to know that even if we go in and lose it, there's fuck all they can do about it. We're still ahead of them. You have to go to Main Road to Goodison. That's about all we have to go to, Gareth, though. That's the thing. We have to go and we have to play United away. We've got to play City away. Everton away is a gimme of 3 points, to be fair, Gareth. So that's it. For us, that's it then. Everyone else is at home for the second part of the season. Spurs at home. Arsenal, as you know, coming up at home. Who else is there? Chelsea at home. Everton away, but that doesn't really count. So yeah, for us, this is the toughest part out. When we get through this period of games, that's our hardest part of the season done. That doesn't mean we're not going to drop points. I'm just talking about, looking at the league table, looking at positions and going with there. But as it's shown, league positions mean fuck all sometimes in this Premier League. A team can just be up for it 1 week. I wonder, are we getting to the position now that Manchester City were in last year, where people are just coming up against us and knowing that unless something happens quick or early, they're fucked. You could see Newcastle's heads dropping a bit today when they went 1-0 down. And I'm not trying to say that they weren't playing for the manager. I mean, at 1-0 you're always in the game, but at 2-0 you knew that was it. There was no way back for them. AS Empire said, hello everybody, how long is Fernandinho out for? My honest answer, pal, is I don't know. We've broken City now, let's break Spurs, said Tommy Wammy. Hey Craig, I hope you liked my artwork on Discord. I haven't been on Discord today, buddy, so I haven't had a look. Apologies, I'll look after the stream. Today, this is my third live stream today, so I haven't really had much of a chance. I didn't even have a chance to eat properly yet. He's a great player, but they have Sané, Mahrez, Sterling, Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, plus more. You haven't even mentioned Aguero there. Like, they have a fantastic squad. I mean, this Manchester City squad are stacked. Is that the right word? Spurs will struggle when the Champions League starts again with their limited squad. For me, I look at that Spurs team, and don't forget, Hyun Min is off in January, I think, to the Asia Games or whatever it is. So he's been big for them lately. He's been fantastic. He's a really good player. But I think they're one injury away from being up shit creek. As people have said, they have a very tight squad. So Harry Kane to miss 3 or 4 games, Eriksen to pick up an injury or two, their season could come off very, very quickly. And look, they may go through the entire second half of the season without an injury, and you don't want to wish an injury on any player. But honestly, I'm not looking at Spurs as a team that are going to be there at the end of the year, right up our asses or on our coattails. I think they'll easily finish. I think they'll finish third, actually. I think they'll definitely be top 4, and it's another good season for them. But in my humble opinion, I don't see them being real challengers. They're just on a fantastic run. Who's your favourite manager in Europe after Klopp? Said Clark Foot. Do you know, this is probably not the answer you want to hear, but it has to be Pep Guardiola. It has to be. I mean, I'd be a fraud if I came on here and said anybody else, because I absolutely like his philosophy of football. And I mean, people can say he's a checkbook manager, whatever. Somebody has to manage the big teams. I love his philosophy on football. I love the way he goes about it. I love his attitude to the game. I love his backing of his players. There's so much to admire about Pep Guardiola. So for me, yeah, probably Pep Guardiola, mate. But there are some fantastic managers around Europe, especially some young up-and-coming managers. Pochettino is a fantastic manager as well. Bielsa at Leeds, a fucking lunatic, but a fantastic lunatic. But yeah, if I'm being honest, it will probably be Pep. I think we can get 4 points out of 6 against Arsenal and City, said David. So do I, David. I think we can definitely get 4 points out of 6. I'm psychologically setting myself up for 3 points just in case, but I think I would be happy with 4 points out of 6. What game would you rather lose, City or Arsenal? Arsenal. If we had to win one, lose one, obviously I'd rather lose to Arsenal and beat City. Just because you'd have that psychological blow over City again. But I don't want to lose either, buddy. Is it going to happen at Goodison Park? What? Us winning the league? Because I don't know, nothing else is going to happen at Goodison Park, buddy, because we ain't losing there. Good win for you guys today though, Gareth. I mean, credit where it's due. Good away win after getting mauled at home by Spurs. So good to see your guys coming back and playing for the manager. Obviously, I want you guys to get beaten every week. I'll be honest, but I like you, Gareth. You're a really nice fella. Here's where every single team of Pep starts to lose points. Fact. Look, guys, I very rarely give myself credit for anything on these streams. But if you think back, I told you guys at the start of the season, and I've said it time and time and time again, look back over the old streams. Pep Guardiola teams start quickly. Pep Guardiola teams rack up points and almost have leagues won by Christmas time. Look at it with Manchester City, look at it with Barcelona, look at it with Bayern Munich. It's something that he does. And then he tries to concentrate on Europe when the league's almost in the bag, and he starts trying to play slightly weaker teams and he may drop more points. We have got through that period. We've got through their strongest period, and we're still there smiling. We're still unbeaten and we're still ahead of them. This is a fucking statement from Liverpool Football Club this year. That's what this is. This is a statement that these boys are here, that they believe. I love everything that comes out of the manager's mouth. I love the attitude of the players. People get on Dejan Lovren's back for saying that, oh, maybe we could be the next Invincibles. Maybe they can. I mean, why shouldn't he be fucking thinking that? Why shouldn't he be dreaming that? And why shouldn't he believe that a team that have gone 19 games unbeaten in the Premier League can go 38 unbeaten? It's probably not going to happen, but it's something for them to aspire to, and it's something for them to go out on the pitch every single week and try and keep intact. And do you know what? If he was thinking any other fucking way, I wouldn't think as much of the guy or any of our players. I think Manchester City was shaken by Man United massive defeat by us, so they felt the pressure and crumbled. That Manchester United win was always coming though, to be fair. We got Manchester United at the right time. Be honest, like we may have beaten them anyway, but if you were to pick a time to play them this season, we got them at the exact right time. And we put in the performance. I mean, they didn't just show up and give it to us, we had to go out there and play. Hope you and the family had a great Christmas. Thank you so much, Reen. We had a lovely Christmas, mate. Nice and quiet. Everybody is a little bit sick though in my house, which is, it's weird. It's almost like we're taking it in turns. There's just a bug that's going around. Not too bad, but on this, sorry, somebody I've been in contact with Daz, by the way. I know you guys, I put a kind of a ban on people asking about him, but I've been in touch with him. I said I messaged him a few days ago. He messaged me back today, and we had a couple more messages back and forth. Now, it's not my place to give any personal information out about Daz, but just to let you guys know that he's okay. I don't know about his YouTube future. I didn't ask him because I was more concerned with making sure that the guy was okay from a personal level. And he is, and that's good news. That's all I can really say, because I won't give out somebody else's personal info. But he is okay. It's been a shitty few months for him. I can't go any further than that. I love the guy. I hope he's back here kicking ass soon. And if he can only kick ass temporary and he wants to come on here and we can do stuff together, I can help him out that way, I'd love it. Nothing would give me fucking more pleasure than bringing Daz in here and the two of us and Connor just tearing shit up. But either way, I just wanted to let you know that I was in touch with him and that he's okay. So we'll just leave it at that, because I can't give out any information about him. It's his own personal business, and I'd never do that to a mate. I'd never talk about him. Salah could be banned for diving. I don't know, Jamal. I mean, I don't know what to say. It was a soft penalty. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. If it was given against us, I'd be saying the very same thing. So if he's done for diving, I don't know what to say, pal. I don't know what to say. It's not. I can't say he won't be. I can't say he will be. It's not my call. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Craig, can you phone the ticket office? They could try and help you. They fucking laughed down the phone at me, mate. In all honesty, like it's just crazy times, and it's good. I mean, I'd rather Liverpool be successful and me not be able to get a ticket than me be able to get a ticket and Liverpool not be successful. I mean, I'd take the personal hit every day of the week. People saying Mo's been banned for diving. I don't know. I haven't got a fucking clue. I don't know if he's going to be banned. I don't know if the referee has said something. I don't know if the FA have said something. I haven't got a fucking clue. I don't know if it's just salty fans. I don't have a clue. If anybody has anything more concrete, then please put it into the chat. So what if he is banned for diving? So what? Give him a rest. If he's going to be banned, what's he banned for? A game? 2? I don't know what the ban is. Give him a rest. We can cope. We can absolutely cope without any single player for a couple of games, but you just hope that it isn't the case. But let's just wait and see. Whatever they throw at us to try and derail us, just stick 2 fucking fingers up at them, tell them to go and fuck himself, and carry on winning. That will be my attitude, and I'm sure that's the manager's attitude in a much nicer way. Fuck them. They're going to try to derail us. They're going to try any which way they can, whether it's in the media, the FA, the Premier. I don't care. And I don't care if people think I'm talking out my arse. There is a fucking agenda against Liverpool out there. And I don't give a fuck what people say. I'm sure every club feels that there's some type of an agenda against themselves or their fans. And I understand that. And you can make an argument for all of it. But I'm fucking damn sure that there's something, some force that does not want Liverpool to do well. And they're not going to stop us. They're just fucking not going to do it. Again, I should apologise for the amount of swearing there, but nah, they're not doing it to us. No way, no chance, no how. Ban Salah, fucking ban him. We'll still go and score 3. And we'll still laugh at you and smile and lift our Premier League title come next May. If Liverpool do turn over City, we'd be 10 points clear of them, but we still have Spurs, mate, to consider. Favourite manager other than Klopp for me would be Mourinho, said John Hamilton. He destroys our opposition for us. Where was Carrie's comments? Sorry, Carrie, I seen your post there a second ago. I just want to get to your comments. Where the fuck was it? Okay, oh, there it is. Nope, that wasn't it. Fuck it. Sorry, Carrie, I missed it. Is it the one where you said beat Arsenal 4-0, beat City 3-0? Pochettino said time crisis. Oh, End Clothing have £100 off trainers. Nice. I've got loads of trainers at the minute, Stephen. Though, thank you, mate. A few other bits and pieces, guys. I've loads of stuff to get through on tonight's stream. A lot of people were asking about James Milner actually earlier on and Alberto Moreno and what was up with them. So the gaffer was speaking before the game and he said about Milner's absence, it's not that serious. It's enough to put him out of the squad. He had a little muscle problem, so we couldn't fix it quick enough. Similar to Alberto Moreno, who also has a little back problem. So nothing too serious for the 2 lads to miss out today. But again, it was good they had a rest. And looks like they'll be back again soon. Man City are dying, says Free Trickers. Craig, we're top, but City was first pick or match of the day. Look, mate, I don't worry about shitty things like that. Honest to God, I see people sometimes losing their mind. United fans, why aren't United top of match of the day? Who gives a fuck? I couldn't give a shite if Liverpool were first, second, third, last, whatever. What they can change is that Liverpool are top of the Premier League. That's the most important thing. They can put us on last, they can put us on second last. Who gives a fuck? We're top. And that's the most important thing. What else have we got? The 3 things I really like about this Liverpool team: believe, consistency, and not giving a crap about City. Crosby Red said, Craig, I said at the start of the season we'd win the league. You weren't sure and a few disagreed. If they didn't believe me then, they believe me now. You absolutely 100% did say that. I remember it clearly. So well done to you, Crosby Red. Michael Cole said, I think we can get 6 points from both of these matches. Arsenal are very open at the back and we're in City's heads now. Come on, you Reds. I think something mad is going to happen in that City game. I don't know what it is, whether it's the referee's head will fall off, a City player's head will fall off, but I think something as big is going to happen that's going to have an impact on that game. Guys, if you're watching and you're with us for the first time, thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying the stream, but don't forget to hit the subscribe button there. As you can see, we're at 6,450 odd subscribers. We're looking to head to 5,500 or 6,500, excuse me, and possibly even 7,000 by the end of the year. I hope we can get there. If we don't, we don't. But if you're watching, please do hit that subscribe button, and of course, you guys know, drop a like on the stream as well. What else have we got? Why don't you give Neymar a year ban while you're at it? I mean, if you're talking about fucking diving, he is the king of fucking diving. Even if he gets banned, we have the depth to cover now, so my parents are disappointed in me. The media and the FA hate Liverpool, said Christopher. So if they can overturn that penalty decision, why can't they retrospectively overturn all decisions? Anthony, the honest answer is I haven't got a clue. Some of the rules in the Premier League leave me baffled. I mean, wasn't there something happened yesterday or the day before that somebody was incorrectly booked? They booked the wrong player, but this other player then ended up getting a second yellow, which meant that he was sent off, and he now faces a ban when he should never have got the first yellow. But that can't be retrospectively overturned either. There are some absolute anomalies with the rules in the Premier League. I don't understand them. What have we got? City beat were top two pundits sucking Liverpool's asses. What more can we ask for? I don't know what you're saying there, Tony. Zaha may as well get banned until next season. How's your day been? It's been pretty damn good, Matthew, my friend. How's your day been? It's been top of the league, that's how it's been. It's been fucking 6 points clear of Spurs and 7 points clear of City. It's been pretty damn fine. Look forward to watching the Man City documentary when we lift that big boy, said Luke. It'll just be Pep and Sterling sitting in the corner of the dressing room crying, going, but we were Centurions! We were Centurions! We're the Centurions! Go City! Go City! Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Liverpool will show you guys what a fucking title celebration is when it happens. Oh, indeed we will. Look, well, I've done that one already. Maybe the Sheik called the FA office and said, sort it out, we're not winning games. He probably just bought the league or something. I mean, like, literally the whole league. I don't mean, like, bribery to let them in the league. I mean, he now owns the fucking Premier League. Craig, my double is on at 9-2 and 14-1. Looking good, said Anthony Peters. I have a massive bet on, Anthony, that I put on at the start of the season. It was UCD to win the first division in Ireland, Dundalk to win the League of Ireland Premier Division, Liverpool to win the Premier League, Juventus to win Serie A, Bayern Munich to win the German Bundesliga, which looks like that's the one that's going to fuck me up. What else was there in this? Barcelona to win La Liga, Ireland to get to the final of the Rugby World Cup, and something else. And yeah, it looks like the fucking Bayern Munich 1-8 on will be the one that fucks this up for me. I have a tenner on it and it pays out about 1,700 quid. 45,000 empty seats at Wembley, said Stephen Richards. Again, it's a big stadium for them to fill. I mean, yeah, I find it very hard to be critical of Wembley having empty seats, particularly when it's not their own stadium. 1 Liverpool, 2 Bottlers, 3 Sad Pep, 4 worst fan base ever, 5 Banter FC, 6 Banter FC 2.0. Lee Womack, how are you, sir? Hi Craig, sorry I'm late. YouTube gave me no notification. Subi, it's happened to a few people, buddy. Apologies about that. I don't know what the fuck is going on with YouTube these days on us. It's almost like we're Liverpool and they don't want us to fucking go on and be successful. But much like Liverpool, we're gonna go and do it anyway because we've just got the best fucking backing and the best fans in the business. So there you go. Nobody's stopping this fucking shit from rocking. Remember how Pep said he destroyed the Premier League? Fuck him. Looking like Connor having the Michael Edwards tattoo, I know, isn't that fucking sweet? And there's no getting out of it. I'm going to grow my red mohawk and I'm going to take my little punishment like a champion. I don't know how his outfit is going to react to him getting a tattoo of Michael Edwards though. Got a bet Liverpool to win the double, said Carrie, nice one. Bayern are staying to play. Bayern are staying to play, or starting to play well now, I think you meant to say. I know, I was watching, there's a 6-point gap. I hope they can overturn it. I fucking hope. Well, from a selfish point of view, I hope they can overturn it. From a footballing point of view, I'd love to see Borussia Dortmund win the league. Big Virgil is the reason we'll win the league. He's one of them. I would go as far as to say that the manager, Pat, for me, mate, would be the one that would be the reason we win the league. But there's definitely no doubt that big Virgil van Dijk is playing a massive part in our success. Is Torreira out for Arsenal? I don't believe so, because he didn't pick up a yellow card today in their game. I think he needed to pick up a yellow. He did. I checked this earlier on. I'm sure he didn't pick up a yellow. I know he needed to pick one up today to be banned. So let me just check, double check, and triple check here. Where's the Arsenal game? Yeah, it was Kolasinac that picked up a yellow card. So no, I don't think he is out because he didn't pick up a booking today. Klopp history again. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, mate. I don't know what it means. Klopp has a history of winning championships in his third season, by the way. Next season we will have All or Nothing Liverpool edition starring Klopp, Salah and his sad Pep. Well, do you know, we turned that down before Manchester City got it, I believe. Could be wrong in this one, but from what I've been led to believe, Liverpool turned that opportunity down before City took it. What's your lineup for Arsenal? A little bit later on, got cool, mate. If that's okay, we'll go through that one. I wanted to talk some transfers for a few minutes, guys, if that's okay. A lot of you guys in the watch along earlier on were asking about transfers, and I promised you that I'd come back to it tonight. Just another shout out, by the way, to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. Right, so on transfers, I've done a list of players that are probably the most talked about players from our transfer rumour. So we'll start with Lorenzo Insigne. Obviously we know he plays for Napoli, 27 years of age I believe. Really good footballer, a tiny little guy, but a very, very good player. There's been lots of rumours linking him to Liverpool Football Club, and I just cannot see it happening. There's just no way I can see that deal happening. And here are the reasons behind it. Firstly, his age. I can't see Liverpool shelling out what would need to be 70 or 80 million quid for a player that's 27 going on 28 years of age. Add on to that the fact that he's Napoli born and bred, and that he will probably end up getting silly wages wherever he goes, and it would take a humongous transfer fee to prize him away from Napoli. I don't see it happening. Napoli are looking like they may lose Koulibaly. Lots of interest in him, big money going to be put down on the table. So for them to sell their talisman, the one player that the fans just probably wouldn't accept being sold, I can't see that one happening. Again, I'll just rattle through these and then I'll go back and read through some of your comments, so feel free to put your thoughts in the chat and I'll get back to as many of them as I can. The next one is, of course, the one that was so close in the summer, Nabil Fekir. Lots and lots of people again linking us with a move for him in January. I don't know if it's going to happen. What I do know is he's a fantastic footballer. Bayern Munich have been linked with him. Chelsea have been linked with him. We know that Chelsea have brought in that agent, that is Peter Xavi or whatever the guy's name is, to try and get something done with Nabil Fekir. We've heard very little from Aulas, aka Johnny Cuntilocks, the Leon chairman. He likes to run his mouth, we know these things. There's a situation, I believe, with Fekir's agents as well. Leon are going to want him to sign a new deal. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. I firmly believe that when we didn't buy him in the summer, that was the end of it. That was my personal interpretation of it. As I keep saying, and I want to reiterate, I have no inside information on any transfers at Liverpool Football Club whatsoever. I just try and read between the lines like everybody else and just make my opinion. I'd love Fekir to come in. I would be very, very happy for him to sign. I think he is precisely the type of footballer that we need at this moment in time. But I just don't see it happening. Christian Pulisic is, of course, the one that I keep banging on about. The player who you guys are fucking sick of hearing me talking about. I was talking about him in the summer when there was no links to him. I was talking about him last year on podcasts. And I'm going to carry on talking about him until he signs for somebody else or comes to the club, because this one makes sense. It just makes sense on so many fronts. Contract situation, perfect for us. Relationship with the manager already there. I think he spent time, or his family have spent time in the UK already at some point. The fact that Borussia Dortmund will have to sell him because he's running down his deal. He'll have 12 months left in the summer. They're not going to let him go on a free. There's too much money on the table. Then, of course, we can look at the whole situation around our owners. Them being American, Christian Pulisic being a future massive star in American sports, now a big star, especially with the US men's national team. That brand is only going to grow, and FSG will know how to market that brand. So whatever the figure is that we need to pay to get him, as long as it's somewhat realistic, I firmly believe that Liverpool are going to go very hard to try and get Christian Pulisic. Again, just opinion. Two more players to go through before I go into the chat. Koulibaly. Now look, so many people want Koulibaly to join Liverpool Football Club. I think it seems to be younger guys, if I'm being honest. It's not going to happen. No way, no chance, not a hope. Manchester United really want Koulibaly. There's some other clubs around Europe that really want Koulibaly. Again, a fantastic defender, would grace any team in the world. Sent off tonight though, actually, against Inter Milan for a second yellow. Might have been a straight red, but he was booked. He was sent off anyway after that. It's not going to happen. You're talking about a figure 80 to 100 million pound, which could be much better invested somewhere else in the team. We already have the best defender in the world, and we've got a really good young up and coming centre back playing alongside him. We've got the man who considers himself one of the best in the world, as in Degsley Lovren. We've got Joel Matip. We've got a couple of kids coming through. We've got Nathaniel Phillips. We have Nathaniel Phillips and Connor Masterson coming through as well. And that's just off the top of my head. It makes no sense for me for us to do anything in January from a defensive perspective unless we get rid of a fullback. If Kleiny moves on, maybe we'll look at bringing a fullback through. But Koulibaly, look, just forget about it. Don't even let yourselves entertain that one, because it just is not going to happen. There's just no way. Finally, the final one I want to have a chat about is the guy from Salzburg, De Boer. We've spoken about him a few times. We spoke about him on, I think, a stream maybe a week or two ago. A couple of links in the papers to him. We know Liverpool have looked at him. I'm going to go into this in a bit more detail now, because this story has an interesting twist. So bear with me as I go through this, because it's a bit of a long one. Last night I was on Twitter and I was flicking through, and I seen this post from a lady. I don't know who she was. She had a verified tick, so I clicked into it. She's got a massive following, 120 something thousand, I believe, maybe a bit more. I don't know who the fuck she is. I don't know her from Adam, but I was really pissed off by her post. Her post, and I want to get the post up because I believe it's only fair of me to read out the exact wording of the post, because otherwise it won't give this any weight whatsoever. So her post said, Muslim soccer star Salah for Liverpool may quit if Jewish player joins. Respect these racist, Islamophobic, anti-Muslim bigots. Pamela Geller is this lady's name. So I simply replied by saying, look, this man unites people and only knows love. How dare you try and besmirch his name to make yourself relevant? I looked into this in a little bit more detail because I thought that there has to be something to this story. So I went and I did a bit of digging around today, and here's what I found. 1 second. The Jerusalem Post are one of a number of papers that have been running with a story that alleges that Egyptian superstar Mohamed Salah could contemplate his future at Liverpool if the move for Mohamed De Boer actually happens. Now, we know that Liverpool have looked at this. Barry Hunter, Liverpool's chief scout, has gone over and looked at the guy. He scored 33 goals in 65 games for Salzburg. The narrative seems to all stem from a game in 2014. Mo Salah was said to have refused to shake hands with a couple of Maccabi Tel Aviv players when they took on the side with FC Basel. Now, apparently what happened was, in the first leg, when it was time to do the pre-match shake of hands, Mo Salah went over to the side of the field and changed his boots. That made a big story or big news apparently in Switzerland, or was it Switzerland? Yes, in Switzerland. And then there was a lot of conjecture about will he shake hands with the players at the start of the away leg. Apparently what he did was he fist bumped the players. I don't know if that's, I don't know what to say. Take from that whatever you want. But this story has all seemed to have stemmed from there. And I want to have a chat about this for a second. And this is all from a very naive standpoint, because I don't claim to have any fucking knowledge of relations between Egypt and Israel. Far from me to even come in on the subject, because it's not my place really to do so. But what I'm trying to say here is, this lady's comments seem to stem from the fact that she believed Mohamed Salah would not work with somebody of the Jewish faith. Now, think back, guys. His employer at Chelsea Football Club, Mr. Roman Abramovich, is of the Jewish faith, and he was quite happy to work with that gentleman. He is, I can't remember if Tal Ben Haim was at Chelsea when Salah was there. I can't remember, so it would be wrong of me to say. But for this fucking idiot to come up with this story and run with it with the narrative that she has, to disgrace a footballer of the class and a human being of the class of Mohamed Salah is unacceptable. How fucking dare she speak about a footballer, a man with such love in his heart and such a kind soul? For her to come up and post this shit, and for Twitter to allow it to fester and to be on there, and this woman to spread her hate and bigotry and her obviously clear lack of knowledge for football for a start, it's deplorable. And it's what we said before: religion, politics, football, they just don't go together. So, on that one, on the De Boer one, I don't have a clue if that deal will happen or not. But what I can say for a fucking, almost a fact in my heart, I know that if they do or they don't go and look at that fella, it's going to have nothing to do with any fucking religious beliefs. Because it just doesn't make any sense. Mohamed Salah only knows love. You guys know that by watching the guy. He's a wonderful human being. An absolutely wonderful man. Whether he's Muslim, whether he's Jewish, whether he's Christian, whatever it might be. Push all that to the side. Because for us, what he is he is a player on the field. He's a player that only shows kindness, respect, love, treats children with immense respect, is a spokesperson almost for the Egyptian people and carries that on his shoulders every single day, and is a superstar in the sport, an absolute superstar. For this type of shit, to even get the fucking time of day in the media and to be ran in newspapers, it's just bullshit. It's bullshit of the highest order. And I hate when good men like Mohamed Salah get these cards thrown at them or this type of nonsense thrown at them. You guys know for a fact that Mohamed Salah is not capable of showing that type of disregard or hurt or anger towards anybody, because he only shows love. He only knows love. He only knows how to benefit people's lives, and that's all he ever tries to do. He tries to have a good, positive impact on anyone he touches in the world or anyone he comes across in the world. And I hope if you see this on social media or Facebook or anywhere else that you stand up for the man, because whether he's a Liverpool player, if it was an Arsenal player, I wouldn't be probably as vibrant about this if it was an Arsenal player or a United player, but I would still have the same feelings that this type of shithousery, that type of scumbag behaviour and ignorance has no place in society, and it definitely has no place around our beautiful football clubs. Or for that woman to come up with that garbage and for Twitter to allow it to be posted is fucking sickening as far as I'm concerned. Rant over, apologies. But I do stand over every word that I've said there. I look at Mohamed Salah every day that he plays football, every time I see him on training, every picture I see of him, he only seems to show and know love. And I fully believe that is all that is in that man's heart. I know a fucker when I see one, because I'm one myself. I know somebody that might have a little bit of snideness about them, and that man doesn't. That man only knows love and kindness and respect. We need a footballing brain or vision in midfield, said Tommy Wammy. What else we got? I think we need to buy a 10, which is true. Well, it is true. I think Salah will be the top scorer. What do you think? It's going to be tough one, Dean, because Aubameyang is knocking them in as well, in fairness to him. I think he scored 13 now to Mo Salah's 12, so it could be close. But Salah won it last year, credit to him. But for me, it's not about personal honours this year, it's about the team. Lenny Play said Salah dived. Mate, I said it during the game, it looked soft to me. I haven't had a chance to watch replays, but from what I've seen, I would say yes. It looked like he went down very, very easily. What the actual heck? In Swiss, Muslims live as neighbours to Jews, no problem whatsoever, said AJ Styles. LFC should sign Pavard, said Carrie Bonner. A lot of people have been looking towards him actually. He seems like a very, very good talent. I'm sure I've seen him linked somewhere else, but I can't for the life of me think where it was. De Boer is an Arab Israeli, he's a Muslim, said Anthony Peters. Pickford is shite, said Card 6. Phil Neville said we're going to win the league. Phil Neville and Gary Lineker and all these other fucking bandwagon jumpers that now think Liverpool are going to win the league can go and fuck themselves. Where were they when Liverpool were thereabouts, when they were battling with City, and they were all saying that it's just a matter of time and that Manchester City will show their class and that Liverpool will stutter, and now they're all jumping. I've seen interviews today with Gary Lineker saying that Liverpool are going to win the league. They can all fuck off. I don't care what they have to say as much as I don't care what all the negative people have to say. They can all together go and fuck themselves. Get a keeper that doesn't have little arms. Again, that's aimed at an Everton fan somewhere. De Boer is not Jewish, he's a Muslim. I don't think that is true, mate. I could be wrong, but from everything I've been made aware of, I don't believe he is a Muslim. But look, again, it shouldn't matter. He's a man, he's a footballer. Scotty said, Craig, you know what he's done for me? The guy who's a legend. He is a legend. He's an absolute superstar. Dirty Girl said, the Jerusalem Post sadly is very prejudiced against, well, Palestinian people. But as I said earlier on, some people are coming at me here, it seems to be saying that he's of the Jewish faith, or that he's a Muslim, excuse me, it's not about his Jewish faith. All I'm doing is passing on bullshit stories that I read in the media and trying to say that I believe that Mohamed Salah only knows love. That's all I'm saying here. So if you're having a go at me over religion, I don't know what to say to you. I don't want to listen to it. If you want to have a chat to me about why you believe I could be wrong about Mohamed Salah, I'm happy to have that chat. But don't come at me over the religion thing, because I'm not the one that wrote these stories. I'm not the one that published these bullshit articles. I think Lucas Hernandez would be a good shout, as he can play right back or left back. He can even play at centre back, said Pat O'Donnell. Well, when we are thinking about transfers, guys, it's important that we do keep an eye on the youth system as well, and we do look at what's coming through. We've got Ryan Brewster, obviously, from an attacking sense, and we know about Nathaniel Phillips coming through as well. There's a few more young players that have a lot of creativity and a good future at the club. Red Tick Gaming said, I'm a Muslim myself, and I think the person that tweeted the rumour about Salah and Israeli player will not work together is trying to create a war and jealousy among people. It's all absolute nonsense, mate. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm just defending my player here. That's all I'm trying to say about it. Jerusalem Post and Pamela Geller are a bunch of Tory nonsense. They can shove their fake stories up their ass. There you go. I think you've summed it all up there at FC_5. King Mo Salah is not a racist. I met him once. He's so nice and kind. I hate when people say this. He's such a positive, nice person. He, as I said, he only knows love. That man. Only. He's one of life's good guys. Much like Juan Mata at Manchester United. And many, many other footballers that are just good people. Salah didn't say any shit about the war, by the way. I never said that he did either, mate. So again, if you're coming at me over that, you're going at the wrong person. Craig, you can piss off. I am Muslim and I've nothing against Jewish people, and our religion teaches respect. I know that, Subi. I absolutely know that, mate. From anybody I've spoken to that is a Muslim, mate, as I've said, from my very, very, very limited understanding of your faith, it does teach respect, it does teach peace, and it does teach love. And you know, I'm not a religious person. All I'm trying to do is just defend my player in this. Hi Craig, congrats bro. I waited you yesterday before. Yesterday where you were? I don't know what you mean, Amir. I waited yesterday. It was Christmas Day yesterday, Amir. I obviously wasn't going to be streaming on Christmas Day, buddy. I think I said that as well. So if that's what you mean, apologies. But I told everybody I wasn't going to be streaming on Christmas Day. Craig, Genie was class again today. He was making impressive runs and interceptions. Revan Ipali's had a class season. Genie Wijnaldum has been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant this season. God, so many more comments to go through. Apologies. Ben is in as well. Ben, how are you, sir? He said, I'm sorry I'm late. No need to ever apologise for being late. It's a pleasure to have any of you with us. And guys, last show, if you can see, we're at 6,460. We're 40 off 5,000 subscribers. No, I can never get this right. I'm so tired. We're 40 off 6,500 subscribers. So if you're watching and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please take a second to do so. We do nightly streams as well. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock and we'll start building up then towards the Arsenal game. But look, there's still plenty of time to go on tonight's stream, so let's keep going through it. 4 points from the next 2 games and we're champions, said MJ2JZ. Henderson, man of the match today for me, was absolutely class, said David Douglas. He was brilliant. He was very, very good again today, just as he was in the last game, mate. And did you guys see the video on social media, by the way, of Henderson? He threw a party for local residents and local kids, and that's all I want to say about that, because I don't want to pigeonhole them into any financial situation. But Jordan Henderson threw a lovely party He brought Adam Lallana along with him as well. He brought gifts for the kids. There was music there. There was entertainers. There was food, and everybody there looked like they were having a ball. So well done to Jordan Henderson, and that is one of the reasons why this man is the captain of Liverpool Football Club. Whatever you think about him on a football field, I can't change your view on that. But being the captain of Liverpool Football Club is a much bigger responsibility than just what goes on a field. I've spoken about this many times. And Jordan did this off his own back, by the way. So congratulations to him. And I believe he bought iPads for the kids as well that attended the party. Again, from his own pocket. Adam Lallana was there. The two of them were dancing with the kids. It looked brilliant. It was a wonderful, wonderful sight. And it wasn't put out by the club. The video that was put out, I think, was by one of the parents that was at the party. And the video has since been taken down. I have my own thoughts on why the video was taken down. And I believe it was done completely for the right reason. But well done. Well played, Jordan Henderson. Well played, Adam Lallana. I love seeing things like this. And again, another one of life's good guys. I bet Robbie Savage is hiding behind a rock. Robbo is world class. I don't know who's slagging. If anyone's slagging off Andy Robertson, they can just fuck off. For me, Robertson is too basic, said Cheetah8667. For me, you're a fucking cabbage, mate. Andy Robertson is absolute class. Do you think that there's not a reason that Mourinho was rabbiting on about him and saying how amazing he was and how he couldn't keep up with him and how fit he was? If you think he's basic, you know fuck all about the game of football, mate, and you need to start watching another sport. I mean, I put up with so much shit on here and read so much nonsense. Absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. He's fucking amazing. He's amazing. He's one of the best fullbacks in the league. He's absolute quality. Basic. Your understanding of the fucking game is basic. So please, we turn around that goal difference as well, said Anthony Peters. As am I, mate. I didn't think we'd do it, I have to be honest. I thought that they were just going to keep stretching that one out. But we've penned it back. And if we had this conversation 2 weeks ago, and we had said, somebody said to us, do you know what? In 2 weeks you guys will be 6 or 7 points clear at the top of the league, and you'll have pulled in City's goal difference. I would have thought you were absolutely mad. But we've been banging them in, keeping clean sheets, and City have been losing. So not too shabby. You know you've a good team with both your centre-backs scoring 2 games in a row, said Yasser. And what a goal, by the way, from Degsy today. Oh my god. If you haven't seen Lovren's goal, guys, have a search for it. It's unbelievable. If any player scored that, we'd be saying how good of a strike it was. Caught it on the right boot on a half volley, kept himself over the ball to keep it down, right into the top corner. You could have had 2 keepers in there and they weren't saving that. It was a stunning strike from Lovren. Live streaming gaming said, how are you doing, Craig? I'm doing excellent, mate. Anthony said, the boar is of Muslim faith. Check his Wikipedia, Craig. I believe you, mate. If you say he's of Muslim faith and you've checked, I've no reason to doubt you. I was taking my information purely from the article. So if you've gone out of your way to check, buddy, then I absolutely believe you. Which makes an even bigger mockery of this article. This article I read today, I believe, was picked up from the Mirror. But they're taking it from the Jerusalem Press or Jerusalem Post or whatever that was called. So yeah, absolute bollocks. Even bigger bollocks than Anthony if he is in fact a Muslim. So nonsense altogether. You think maybe a little bit of fact checking before any of these things are published in national or international newspapers perhaps? But apparently in this day and age, fact checking isn't something that newspapers tend to do. Well, not all newspapers. I really shouldn't lump everybody together. We should use the Coutinho money on Coutinho, said Lukey boy. Nah, we really shouldn't. We should just leave him wherever he is. Salah will have nothing against the Boer. The issue Muslims and anyone that is against apartheid is against the country of Israel, not about religion. Again, the Maharani's closet. I bow to your superior knowledge on this one, pal. I know nothing, and I think I tried to make that clear when I was speaking about this. I know nothing about the situation in Israel, in Palestine, and Egypt. I know nothing. I'm very, very ignorant on that situation. All I know is that there's a footballer at Liverpool Football Club called Mohamed Salah that people are trying to knock down and people are trying to poke and make little of, and I won't have that happening because the man is a wonderful, wonderful human being, full of love, full of positivity, and I won't have anybody talk ill of him, not while I'm around. Shaqiri, 5 goals and 5 Anfield experiences, or appearances, but experiences is a good one as well. Awesome, said Yassar. He's class. And he's something that I want to talk about. Something, that's not the right thing to say, Craig. Someone that I want to have a chat about. It's on my notes here. So I want to have a chat about Shaqiri and his standing in the team. And this is a tricky one for me to talk about, guys, because he's clearly performing really, really well. But I just feel we still need to improve in that position. But I want to caveat that before I go on to talk any further. The reason I think we still need to add somebody there is I still have my doubts as to what level we're going to see Shaqiri play at long term. When in the summer, and again, I want to caveat that by saying in the summer, we were linked to Nabil Fekir and we were linked to Sheridan Shaqiri. And that made absolute sense to me, to bring in both of them. Players that can supplement each other, players that can swap around for each other. That made perfect sense to me. And I'm happy as fuck that Sheridan Shaqiri is playing really well. I'm over the moon and I hope it continues forever. The guy's been a breath of fresh air since he came into the football club. But what I'm saying is, I don't want Shaqiri's success to be used as a reason for us not to buy somebody. That's what I'm worried about. I'm all for Shaqiri, love the guy. He's been a breath of fresh air, playing really, really well. But I'm worried that we may now overlook the fact that we still need somebody in that position, and I really think that we do. So that's where I wanted to talk about with Shaqiri, because it's very tough to explain, for me to articulate my point on this one, because I love the guy. He's doing brilliantly, but I don't think he's good enough on his own to have the impact that I think we need in that position. That's a tough thing to say, because how I can try and paint a positive on it whichever way I want. There is a bit of a negative in there, in that I think he's not a next level player. He's a good player, and good players aren't bad to have in the squad. We need good players. He's an impact player, he's a good guy, and he definitely has a great attitude at this football club so far. I hope you understand where I'm trying to come from on this one. Maybe somebody in the chat can give me their thoughts on it, can articulate it much better than I can. Right, let's go, some more comments. Okay, here we go. Wrong way. Karius is a good keeper, said Scotty. I mean, there you go. Craig, there was contact, said Stephen Richards, with Salah. If there was contact, then he can't be done for diving. Now, I did see his arm get pulled back a little bit. I did see somebody had contact on his arm. I don't know if there was contact on his feet though, but there you go. Okay, where are we? Done that one already. Okay, there we go. Football's not about religion. I know you're not. Mo is a class guy and wouldn't do that. Werner looks good, but don't block Brewster and the other youngsters at cart 6. Timo Werner is an excellent footballer. There's no two ways about that. And if he was to come into the club, it would be brilliant. But I still think he'll end up at Bayern Munich. But if he comes to Liverpool, I'd be more than happy. I don't know what you're saying Lucas Digne for, mate, unless the question is who is the most overhyped, overpaid, overfucking used fullback in the Premier League. Then the answer might be Lucas Digne. Other than that, I can't see what Lucas Digne has to do with anything in our conversation. That Salah story is bullshit, which I well believe it is, mate. I never for 1 second thought it was true. I want Shaqiri to start every game. He can have world-class games, very underrated player, said Ferno. Shaqiri's a great buy, Craig. Pulisic would add to our squad, said Gary Richards. Okay, there's a few more that I want to go through. Yeah, Kieran, mate, that comment is gone. I'm taking that comment out. And anything on that again, mate, and I'm going to have to remove your spanner and you from the channel, I'm afraid. I don't want anything political, any political leanings or anything like that posted in here. I don't accept it from Celtic and Rangers fans, and I won't be accepting it on anything to do with Israel or Palestine as well, so it's not the place for it. This is an environment to talk about football. Shaqiri is the signing of the season, said Lenny plays. Mossy Wassy said Sancho. I think you must mean as somebody you want to sign. Harry Wilson is better than Martial, said Andre. I think Pickford is the second most overrated goalkeeper behind Courtois. As an Englishman, I hate it when he takes the credit for England wins. He's definitely overrated. There's no two ways about that. He saved a penalty in the World Cup, and that's where he got this fantastic reputation from. Many mistakes. I think I said the other day, he's the keeper in the Premier League this year that's had the most mistakes that have led to goals, with 3, I think. We have Superman in nets. Everton have Rex from Toy Story. On that one though, on our goalkeeper, I mean, 7 goals in 19 league games is all he's conceded, and I know the defence has a massive part to play in that, and rightly so, because they've been fantastic. But Alisson, and 2 of those goals I think have come from his own errors. So if you pull those aside, I mean, what a season he's having. His reading of the game is brilliant. He's given us that big physical presence that we need in between the sticks, and he's clearly given a lot of confidence to the players around him as they have him. It's just fantastic to see our back 5 at this moment in time. We're just fucking unbelievable. We were worried a few weeks ago about us not scoring enough goals. Now we're banging in 4s in games, 3s in games, 5s in games, and we're still keeping clean sheets. It's a thing of beauty. What are your thoughts on Coutinho? Is it getting abused by Barcelona fans? My thoughts on that are that fuck Coutinho, mate. In all honesty, he's there because he wanted to be there. If he's getting abused by Barcelona fans, tough shit. Could have stayed here. Could have been loved, worshipped and adored by the fans, but he wanted his dream move. He fought for it. He refused to play for the club, faked an injury, tried to get senior players to go behind the manager's back, or not behind his back, to approach the manager to try and push through his move. His camp bad-mouthed the manager and tried to play up like there was a falling out. So my thoughts on Coutinho are he showed our club fucking no respect, and I don't give a damn what happens to him. I don't want him back near Liverpool Football Club, and I don't think he's a Klopp player, as funny as that sounds. I think that any manager would like to have him, but I don't think he's a player Klopp would have ever gone out and bought, because I don't think he has enough work rate for Jurgen Klopp. Again, that's my thoughts. I don't want to see any footballer being abused by fans. That shouldn't be done, but he should have known what he was walking into. This was his fucking dream move, and maybe now he's seen that the grass isn't greener. Maybe other players that want to leave Liverpool Football Club or consider leaving Liverpool Football Club for the bright lights of Madrid and Barcelona will see this as well. Their fans are fucking tough. They don't hide. They don't let... If the players aren't performing, their fans are going to fucking let them know about it. They don't get the backing that they get from the fans over here. It's as simple as that. They don't. They want success. That's all they crave. They don't give a fuck who you are. They'll turn on you in an instant. There you are. I don't know what else to say on that one. Shaqiri reminds me of Dirk Kuyt. That's a good comparison, Cameron. I know what you mean, Craig. He's not a Pirlo or a Modric. Shaqiri should be, as you said, an impact player. Shaqiri has 6 goals and 2 assists this season. I can't remember what the number was we all guessed he would get. We had a chat when he signed. Remember in the summer and we were all guessing what numbers he'd get in the season? I think I probably said around 8 at a guess. But 6 so far already and 2 assists is a great impact. Louis, again mate, I'm sorry you didn't get a notification. It's happened to a few people and I don't know why. If anybody hasn't got a notification, could you just turn our notifications on and off again, just to see if that helps for the future? Couldn't watch today, Finley said. Did we play well? Yes mate, we didn't really need to get out of second gear. We controlled the game. We passed the ball well. It was a good, comfortable performance, and didn't really have to play with flair that much. Or I don't want to be disrespectful of Newcastle, but it was a fairly handy performance. Give Shaqiri time. Jurgen Klopp will make him world class, said Crosby Red. Okay, a couple more comments as well that I think I missed out on. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get back through everyone's comments because I don't want to miss them. Can we just take a second to appreciate that the Reds are 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League? Wow, said Will. Yes mate, I would like to take that second. I've been taking many seconds today to think about that very thing. Harry Wilson, 6 goals from outside the box. Messi's on 5. That free kick he scored today was stunning. Didn't make much of a difference to the game because they lost 3-1, but what a strike. Where is the chat on the screen? Ferner, mate, where have you been? We removed the chat off the screen weeks ago. And we went for a new layout, one that we think is a bit more clean. So yeah, sorry buddy, we removed that weeks ago. Can and Coutinho are snakes, said Sam Has. Do you think Salah is better than Messi right now? Because I think he is, said Simon. Honestly, mate, I don't. I think Messi is the greatest player of my generation, possibly of all time. And he produces it season in, season out, and does numbers. But look, for me to say Salah isn't as good as him is not slagging off Salah, because Salah's amazing. Barca still owe us cash for him, Craig, said Gary Richards. Again, I don't know exactly what you mean by that, Gary. Regardless of what happens with them, they still have to pay us. It doesn't mean I want them back because they still owe us money for them. I mean, they're going to have to pay that money regardless. Deal was signed, the club will have cut their cloth accordingly and planned their finances accordingly. Neymar will return to Barca, said Andre. Yeah, because he couldn't get the move to Real Madrid. How funny would that be? Again, I'm leaving here because I don't want to be in Messi's shadow and I want to go on to be the best footballer in the world, and then I go to a club where I'm behind another player who's younger than me and actually better than me as well, so I better go and move somewhere else. He's just, fuck him, fuck Neymar, honest to God. Coutinho was good under Klopp, let's be honest, I don't see him coming back. It's just to disturb the team because of how well we're doing. I don't even know why so many people are entertaining this conversation around Coutinho. Let him stew in the fucking pit of misery that he's in. He's good enough to turn it around at Barcelona as well, by the way. I mean, I think whoever's the Valverde is it, he's just not getting the most out of Coutinho, because you cannot deny Coutinho's quality. And if the manager of Barcelona can't get the most out of him, then you have to look at the fucking people that are running the club and why they brought him in. Coutinho can fuck off to PSG with the rest of the scab, said Tommy Wammy. Coutinho will do a Michael Owen and move to a mid-Premiership team. No, he won't. He's too good to move to a mid-Premiership team. The PSG shout is something that actually does keep coming up. He refused to move to Paris Saint-Germain when he was at Liverpool already. Maybe Barca will back off from signing our players now, said Cameron. Well, mate, they can't sign any of our players until 2020 without paying €100 million penalty. So if they come back to sign anybody now, it's €100 million on top of the transfer fee, which was a deal agreed by Michael Edwards when the Coutinho transfer went through, and that's until 2020, so another year on that one. Which players, if any, can you see leaving in January? Solanke, I can see going out on loan. Possibly Kleiny, although with the way he played against United, it just baffles me as to why he's not getting more game time. Who else? I don't really think many more might go, maybe a couple of younger kids, but Markovic, if you could fucking find somewhere to get rid of him. I can't really think of many more who I think might go out. How was Trent on his first game back from injury? He was okay, I think, Scotty, is a fair way of saying it. He had one cross that he put in that I had to laugh at. He tried to put it in and it went he overhit it by so much that it went out for a throw in on the far side without even bouncing. But, you know, he didn't need to be at his brilliant best today. Fabinho is quickly becoming one of my favourite solid players, said Kigby. I love him, mate. I absolutely love the guy. Great to see him score today from a corner, which was brilliant. Well, he scored from a header from a corner, which was brilliant. I think he's going to start against Arsenal as well. I think that's why he didn't play today, and why maybe he got a few minutes at the end just to keep his legs ticking over. It's great. He's a really, really good player. I'm so happy he's here. I'm so happy all this bullshit about him being unhappy now can be put to bed. Tommy Wammy said likes, baby. Yes, like guys, you know, we've hit 100 likes on every stream for almost 2 weeks now. So if you're watching, please do hit that like button. And of course, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. You can see the subscriber count is at 6,460 odd. And we're trying to get that to 6,500. 39 more to go to get that to 60 or 6,500. If you're watching, guys, hit that button. Target is, we're trying to get 7,000 by the end of the year. That's a lot to ask, but there's one more big game, and look, stranger things have happened. Salah is so good, Messi might just be the only player better. Yeah, it is tough, and I mean, there's not many who I would say is better than Mohamed Salah. Oh no, said yo Craig, great game today to do. I don't know what that means, but thank you. I think you said great game, which was obviously about the lads. But mate, welcome, great to have you in again. Ings to get a hat trick for the Saints tomorrow. I'm actually going to back him to score in that game. He's 3-1 to score and Southampton to win. Do you think Rafa let us win today? No, I really don't. You could see he was a little bit pissed off at the end of the game. Wilson is good enough to be an impact sub or even start in some games to be rest Mane or Salah, said Furno. I keep saying he is the big headache for me for the manager and decision maker because he can't do much more than he's doing. He's banging them in. I don't know, Klopp has a tough call to make there. Ings is killing it recently. Happy for him, said Furno. So am I. I'm very, very happy for him because Danny Ings deserves nothing but a successful career. Another one of the good guys in the game that's had a really tough run of injuries. Neymar makes a lot of problems with his teammates, said Amir. He's just all about Neymar, mate. That's why. He is the most overhyped footballer in the world. My team are 6 points clear, always beating the players, said our own Jurgen Klopp. Jurgie, how are you? Great to have you back in. Great game today, said oh no. Van Dijk player of the season, said MJ2JZ. He's just class. What can you say? It's almost unfair to put it all on Virgil van Dijk, all the praise, but he does deserve so much of it. But we have to give it to the entire back line because they've been outstanding to a man. Subi, don't need to apologise, mate. Don't ever apologise, mate. You come on whenever you can and you don't come on whenever you can't, buddy. It's all good. Barca can have Markovic for 101 million, said Mossy Wassy, and not a penny less. They can have him for €100 million and 1 cent. What do you think about the Timo Werner rumour, said Louis? I'd like them to be true. I've no idea if they are or not, but it makes sense. He's the type of player that would fit in our system. He's the type of player that could play in a few places across our front line. So makes perfect sense as to why we'd be interested in him. And I keep saying that I think that Bayern Munich are going to want to sign him, but if you look at it from a Leipzig point of view, it would make more sense to sell him to us because we're not a competitor of theirs in the German league. If they want to establish themselves as a major force, then they can't keep selling their players to other German clubs. It's not about being top on St. Stephen's Day, it's about being top in the summer. Technically it's about being top in the spring, May. I don't think May is in the summer. Celebrate every victory, but don't celebrate being 6 points clear. That's nothing. May, don't tell us what to celebrate. Let's just start with that one. I understand where you're coming from, Cahill, and I respect your thought process, buddy. But don't tell other people what to feel or what to celebrate. Everybody's entitled to feel or celebrate how they want. If people are delighted we're 6 points clear, let them celebrate it. I'll be celebrating it. I will absolutely be celebrating it. But we haven't won jack shit. But it's okay to celebrate. I'd much rather celebrate being 6 points clear than us a week ago being a point clear. So, and also, mate, you know, I get you. I get where you're coming from, but don't piss on our cornflakes. Let us have this moment. Son will be away from Spurs in January. They don't have the squad depth, so I'm not too concerned, said the Maharani's closet. I'm not that concerned with Spurs either. I think they've had a great season. I think they're doing really well and they deserve to be where they are, but I don't think they'll last the pace. Keita and Fabinho, also Wijnaldum, will probably start against Arsenal, said Louis. We're like the Khabib of the Premier League, undefeated. I can't believe it, 19 games in. 19 games in and we're unbeaten. And unbeaten in a magnificent way. 16 wins, 3 draws, 7 conceded, 12 clean sheets. I mean, what more do you want? It's unbelievable. We need to take it one game at a time, which of course we do. That's all you can do. And just focus on what we're doing. But you could be a robot if you weren't feeling excited at the minute. Olivier Giroud said Torreira is available. Kolasinac got the booking. I said that earlier on, that I believed he was available because I checked it up and it was Kolasinac who was booked. Whatever about people thought Nani was the next Ronaldo. We missed out on the actual Ronaldo, well, the Cristiano Ronaldo. He should have been a Liverpool player, but the board wouldn't pay, was it £10 million at the time for an 18-year-old, and he went to United, and they took a chance, and look how that turned out. He was fucking amazing for them. No Delph when we played City. Was it a straight red? If it was a straight red, then it's a 3-game ban, isn't it? We need to treat every game like a final. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with all of that. There's no point in getting carried away, but as a fan, enjoy it. You've got to enjoy it. What's the point of being a fan if you can't enjoy these moments? Ingsy is in my fantasy football team and doing well, said Cameron. Liam Kelly is in the house. How are you, Liam? Great to have you in, pal. Claire, how are you? Do we know if Fernandinho will be fit to face us? I don't, is the honest answer, Claire. I hope he isn't. I'll be honest about it. I really hope he isn't, but he could be. Maybe somebody else can let me know. Is the Fortnite services down? How the fuck do I know that, Tony? I don't even play computer games, pal. I have no idea if it's down. There we go. Caught back up. I was so pleased to see how happy Fabinho was to score his first goal. Looking forward to Naby's first now, said Joe. As am I, mate. As am I. Connor Crosby. Who's this troll? Who is he? Fucking throw him out. Van Dijk for the Ballon d'Or. Why not? Give it to all of them, mate. Let them share it. But obviously, in all honesty, Connor, we know that he's not going to win the Ballon d'Or because Pogba scored 2 today. So obviously that means Paul Pogba has to have the Ballon d'Or now. They're the rules. Alisson player of the season, said Carrie. Salah is the best player in the Premier League, but Markovic is easily the worst. I don't know. There's a few fucking shocking players in the Premier League. At least we have the good grace not to play Markovic. There are some lads that are just complete frauds that play every week. Klopp, in a post-match interview, said he felt like he believes everything came in his favour. Top 6 points above Tottenham and 7 points above City, but calm down. Klopp is just going to keep saying the same thing, and rightly so. He's going to try and manage expectations and just keep us ticking along, and it's exactly right. Torreira isn't suspended because he didn't pick up a booking today. It was Kolasinac. Get Immobile, said Jake. I don't know, didn't he work with Klopp at Dortmund and it didn't work out? No, I'm not saying it didn't work out because of anything between the two managers, or the manager and the player, not at all. Some players just aren't suited to leagues. I randomly found this stream, no notification today, said Claire. I know, you're not the only one, Claire. YouTube haven't put out notifications to most of our subs, and I don't know why. I'm going on holiday in mid-January to Pakistan for 4 weeks. Excellent, Subi. I hope you've got a wonderful holiday ahead, pal. Virgil's first big challenge will be to stop Aubameyang. That's not really going to be his first big challenge, mate. I mean, he has played many big teams this year. We don't need to worry about stopping Aubameyang. Arsenal need to worry about us, and we'll just take care of that in the day. I'm more than belief in our Liverpool. That Arsenal team look very good going forward, and Aubameyang is in cracking form and banging in goals. Can't deny it. He's brilliant at the minute. But at the same time, they look very vulnerable defensively. I watched them play Brighton today, and when Brighton ran at them and got at them, Arsenal looked at 6s and 7s at times. We've much more calmness about us at the minute, so I'm pretty confident. City depend on Fernandinho more than us on Big Verge. Hasn't Milner got a hamstring injury? No, he had a back injury, Louis. The manager spoke today before the game, said he had a little strain in his back, but he should be available for the next game. Do we know if Fernandinho will be fit? I don't. Craig, I think Lallana is one of our best midfielders. It's just his injuries are ruining his career. Do you agree? No. Yes, about the injuries part. Yes, totally agree about that. I just think that we've progressed past Adam Lallana, if that makes any sense. When Adam Lallana came to Liverpool and he had a little bad period at the start, then he went through a really good period and he was fantastic, and I couldn't deny that. He was definitely one of our best players, but I think we've progressed further than his ceiling. So I think the players that are around now are just a better calibre footballer than Adam Lallana. That doesn't mean he's not good enough to be in the squad. It just means that I don't think he's one of our best midfielders, not by a long shot at the minute. Again, just my opinion. But his injuries are definitely having a toll on his career, no doubt about that. Immobile has already played under Klopp, I think, Jake, and didn't do much damage. Actually, I think he was a massive, massive failure. Hello, lovely, said Claire, and happy Boxing Day. Happy Boxing Day to you, Claire. Anyone else love how hated we're becoming, said Lukey Boy. Sort of. I kind of don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks either, but I do like the saltiness a bit. I mean, it's nice. You're only getting this saltiness because you're relevant. If you weren't relevant, people wouldn't give a fuck. So, sort of agree with you. Cahill said, "I'm sorry, I just can't help in letting everybody get their hopes up after 0-8-9-13. Look, I know, mate. That was devastating. Absolutely devastating, Cahill. 13-14 in particular really got to me. But this just feels a little bit different, buddy. This just feels like we've a more well-rounded group, and we are the finished product, which I don't think we were in either of those seasons. But look, as I said, it's completely up to you how you manage your own expectations. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm fully on this. I'm strapped in and I'm on this roller coaster and I'm fucking taking it all the way to the end. If I get hurt in the end, then I get hurt, but I'm going to enjoy every minute of it along the way. Will Salah be banned? I haven't got a clue. Fernand got no notification as well. I mean, I don't know what to say, guys. It's nothing at our end that we can do. It's only a YouTube thing, and I have no idea why. It drives Connor mad at times that people aren't getting the notifications, but we've checked everything at our end, and there's nothing we can do to change it. I would just suggest anyone that isn't getting their notifications to just turn them off and back on. And I know that's a fuck off thing to say, but it's all I can think of. Arsenal had a bad run of a few games, said Jake. Oh, they did. I mean, they had a fantastic start to the season. They lost one game at the start and then went on an amazing run. The game we had with them at the Emirates wasn't it 2-2? I wasn't actually watching that game. I was out with my wife for that game. It's the only game I've missed this season. But yeah, look, they're a very good side. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say they're shit. I just think that they can be got at, and I think we will get at them. I'm just looking through my stream notes just to make sure that there's nothing else that I've missed. I think I've gone through everything on my notes. Guys, we're 35 away from 6.5k. So again, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please do hit that button. VVD can pocket a Aubameyang while drinking tea and eating biscuits, Kigby. Lover and goal in the Europa League. Amazing how United fans are asking what's happening to Manchester City. I know, it's crazy. It's fucking nuts. It's like everybody is banding together now to stop Liverpool, or to try and stop Liverpool winning the league. And they all hide behind the excuse of, oh, their fans would be so fucking unbearable. When the truth of the matter is, those fuckers talk about us more than we do. If I go on to Twitter now and just type in LFC and hit search, I guarantee you that more than 50% of the comments will be from non-Liverpool fans talking about Liverpool, trying to undermine Liverpool, bitching about Liverpool, moaning about our fans. I know very few Liverpool fans who go into other teams' chats or other teams' streams and start trying to wind people up or bitching about other clubs. We just don't do it. We kind of stick to ourselves, and if somebody comes for a bit of banter, yeah, we have a bit of fun with them, but I don't get it. I just don't get all the hate towards us. People should be glad that Manchester City aren't winning the league. People should be fucking delighted that the cheating that's going on at that club from a financial perspective isn't being allowed to flourish, and that somebody is standing up to them and putting them in their place. People should be thanking Liverpool for what's going on, and people should be counting their lucky stars that this wonderful story of this club that have tried to do things the right way, spend money within their means, sell players to buy players and improve along the way, bringing in a fantastic manager while having a strong fan base, improving the stadium bit by bit as finances allow, that team is the one that's currently sitting atop of the Premier League, and not the team that are just flouting the fucking rules and buying whoever they want and creating makey-uppy fucking contract deals and bullshit sponsorship deals and getting a little slap on the wrists for these things when they should be getting bans and breaking FFP, but yet they have the cheek to moan about us. How short-sighted are these fuckers? The club that they should all be moaning about is Manchester City. They're the ones that are fucking ruining the game. They're the ones that are reinventing the rules. All Liverpool are doing is exactly what every other club should be doing, and exactly what many of them are doing. 13-14 felt like a one-off. It was like the team was overachieving. This team is a machine, which I agree with, the Maharani's closet. I saw Chelsea fans were saying they would rather see Spurs win the league than Liverpool. How sweet is that going to make it when we do it? All of these pricks can just fuck off. Honestly, they can just go and fuck themselves. As a Man United fan, I want Spurs to win the league. Do you know what? Look, I wouldn't expect any less. If I wouldn't want United to win the league. I understand that. They're not going to win the league, mate, Spurs, so you're going to be very disappointed. City will crumble as a club within 5 years, said Jake. Jake, there's been research done on this type of stuff before. Somebody pointed me in the direction of a few articles on it before. You're kind of right. It won't last. That club is on very, 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 very dodgy foundations. If the owners of that club decided they got bored with it, or called in debts, or pulled away all the sponsorship money and stuff, that club will absolutely fall apart. Manchester City may cease to exist, I don't know. Chelsea are in a similar position under Roman Abramovich. Although, look, in fairness with Abramovich, he spent money at the start, and these days it looks like they're trying to work within their means. I don't mean to put him in the same extent as that. But what I mean is people that want these rich owners to just come in, or these state-backed funds to come in, if they get bored or they pull out, your club is fucked. It could cease to exist. It means nothing to them. I'd much rather have good, stable, solid owners that, yeah, look, if they want to sell us and make a profit down the line, that's their own business, but they're looking after things while they're here. Green-eyed monsters, said Joanne Fisher. I do think Spurs will cause trouble this year, said Jake. They're doing very well. I mean, I would almost say they're almost overachieving at this point. But they're an injury or two away from, I won't say falling apart, because that's not fair. That's being disrespectful to them, because they're a good team. 100% Sturridge is getting on, and Origi hasn't been consistent. I don't know what that means, Kigby. City players are slowed down by pockets full of coins, said Rod. Cahill said, it's good to be feared, best run club in the world, best manager in the world, and we're the only team getting better. Still not hit our heights, players want to join. We're asking the elite again. We are, mate. Everything you said there, spot on. We are definitely on the up, and we haven't hit our peak yet, which is brilliant. And we've got a young, hungry squad as well, which everything has been done. Recruitment has been done the right way. We've bought in players, and we've said to them, look, you have a decent wage now, but you show us that you can keep progressing, and you show us that you're a winner, and we'll give you a better wage. And they're doing that. They're renewing contracts. Mo Salah, new contract. Firmino, new contract. Mane, new contract. Robbo, new contract coming up. The club aren't shy about giving the players the money they deserve when they deserve it. Rivals say the same dead joke so many times they don't even get annoyed by it anymore. It's just pathetic. It is just the same shit over and over and over again. And then when all else fails, they resort to talking about Hillsborough, or they resort to talking about something, or financial situations, or bin dippers, or something along those lines. Subi, good night, mate. Talk to you soon. City will buy too many first team players and people will get pissed off about not getting played and leave, said Jake. Could we please sell Simon Mings and save? Yeah, look, to be fair to Mignolet, he wants to go. But he's been very supportive in the background while he's been here. His social media posts have been great. And I think it will be fair to let him leave at the end of the season. But it's who we bring in or who we put in that position that is going to be interesting to see. What else we got? Is this team better than 89-90 when we won the league? God, Carrie, I was only fucking, 8? Well, yeah, 8 at that point. So it's tough for me to answer that one. I probably can't answer that one fairly if I'm being honest. And it's very hard to judge teams against other generational teams because so many different environmental factors and fitness factors and possibly even more or less games, I don't know. Don't sell Mignolet. He's the wearer of the magic sandal, said Rod. Not Jordan, it's Jadon Sancho is a City player who couldn't get into the first team, went to Dortmund and is now rocking. Look, he's not the only young kid that's going to do that and move off. There's a few more, and it happened with United when they let Pogba go. Look at him, he went and did really well at Juventus and they ended up having to buy him back for 90 odd million quid. Everton sucks Liverpool for the win, said his lineup against Arsenal will be Alisson, Robbo, Virgil, Lovren, Trent, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Milner, Mane, Sturridge and Salah. And do you know what, mate? I don't really disagree with any of that. I think that's a pretty damn fine team. Since Liverpool are known as a selling club, who's the next big player to go? Nobody, Jake. Simple as that. I don't think we are a selling club anymore. And yeah, and look, I agree. I can't deny, would we be known as a selling club? Yes, we've sold our best players. We've done it. There's no point in me sitting here and being a fucking hypocrite and saying otherwise. But at this moment in time, I don't think Liverpool let anybody leave that they don't want to leave. I really don't. I don't think we need to from a financial perspective. Are Real Madrid at this moment in time more attractive than Liverpool? I don't know. If you have that background, if Real Madrid have been a club that you worshipped your entire life, possibly. But from a playing perspective now, they're going through a transitional period. I don't think they are. And they're a massive, massive, massive club. But maybe players will look at the Coutinho situation. Maybe players will understand that actually, do you know what? If I do go over there and I struggle in any way, I'm not going to get the backing that I get here from the fans. I'm going to get booed and hissed and shouted at in the street perhaps, and maybe this will be a lesson for other players. Liverpool Football Club is one of the best places in the world to play your trade if you're a footballer. You are going to be worshipped by the crowd in that stadium. You're going to be treated like a king in that city. You're going to get the privilege of living in and around one of the greatest cities in Europe. Liverpool's a fantastic city, whether you're blue or you're red. It's a wonderful city full of wonderful people, and they're the closest to the Irish you're ever going to get as well, because there's so much Irish blood in that city. If Barcelona wanted to buy Camille Gabara, Rafael Camacho and Curtis Jones, it would cost them 300 million, said Everton sucks. Cahill said, we never were a selling club. We let players go to bring in players we thought would give us a better chance. The board actually wanted to try and keep Coutinho, but trusted Klopp to bring in better. It was Klopp's decision, as you said, Cahill. It was Klopp's decision for that sale to go through. If Klopp said no, then he wouldn't have been sold. The board would have backed him. Lovren scored an amazing goal. He'd try and change a bad picture that he makes some mistakes in defence. Dejan Lovren does not get the respect he deserves. He had patches in his Liverpool career where he lost his head. There's no doubt about it. But since that Spurs game, right up to now, he's made very, very few mistakes and he continued to improve. He's been part of a team that got to a Champions League final. He's played in the World Cup final. And I think he does a very, very good job when asked to do it in that Liverpool defence. And he's playing alongside the best defender in the world, so I think we should get a backup left back. Who would you go for? No idea, Scotty, and that's the truth, mate. I haven't looked up fullbacks yet, and we do need somebody. We do need a backup fullback. I'm not just saying left back. I think we need a backup fullback for both sides. I'm looking at Koulibaly's bookings here now. Actually, they're on the TV screen, and his red card. Soft and silly, and they went on to lose the game down 1-0 right at the end. Who do you think actually deserved the Ballon d'Or? My answer to that one is simple. Mohamed Salah, Simon. And I know that you probably think I'm just saying that because I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm not. I honestly think in Europe last year he was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. The fact that Messi wasn't even there really is a joke. It is a joke. Look at the numbers. Even a poor year for Messi is just a fantastic year in a football career. When is Gomez due back? I believe probably mid to the end of January. Clubs like Man United and Real Madrid have the most entitled fans in the world. They expect to be the best every year and shit on their players and managers, said LFC_5. Mario Ree said GD Reggae, good player, but again, do we need somebody in that position? What else have we got? I hope Mahrez's penalty will land and hit the Ballon d'Or judges. How they did not pick Pogba. He scored 2 goals against the best team in the world, Huddersfield. I mean, he's nailed on for it this year. Well, next year, after that 2 goals today, Pogba nailed on for it. Left back, go for Tierney, said Cahill. I've heard so many good things about Kieran Tierney up at Celtic. Obviously, I don't watch Celtic, but any Celtic fans that I have that are mates speak really highly of the guy. Leicester had a hatful of opportunities in the City game. We can score at least 3 against them, said Anthony. Shaqiri's underrated. Rod said Klopp gives his players belief and consistency. Love the man. Duck. Right guys, I am going to start winding up tonight's stream. My throat's really fucking wrecked at this moment. This is my 3rd live stream today. I've been on for the game. I did a post-match one as well, and then we've got this one. So if you're out there and you're watching, you want to do me a favour, drop a like on the stream, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and I will be back tomorrow at around 10:15 for tomorrow's late night agenda, and we'll start looking ahead then to the game against Arsenal at the weekend. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. I really, really do. If you don't celebrate Christmas and that's not your thing, I hope you had a wonderful holiday period. I hope your families are all well. As I always say, look after your families, guys. Tell your loved ones you love them every single fucking day, because you never know what might happen. Thank you so much for all your support this year. I think we've got one more game and a couple more streams before the year is out. But look, thank you so much for your support. You guys are amazing. We love each and every one of you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to drop a like on the stream. And I will chat to you all tomorrow night. Up the motherfucking Reds.